Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're gonna do easy keto meal prep, coming up next. Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're gonna do easy keto meal prep, weight loss with a ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. Hi guys, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. I have lost a significant amount of weight through easy keto. Here's my before and after, along with intermittent fasting. And on today's episode, I'm gonna show you some of my personal recipes that I do for the easy keto meal prep. If you love this video, dance on down with your thumbs and smash that like button. Make sure you click subscribe and sign up for my free, yes I said free weekly Wednesday weight loss keto meal plan and intermittent fasting schedule. It gets delivered to your inbox, my gift to the Countess of Low Carb community, where you don't have to pay tremendous amounts of money to be on keto. Okay, so let's dive into the content. I'm gonna be making on this video is part 3 of a 3-part series, but I found out I made so many meals, it's actually gonna be part 4, plot twist. So this is part 3 and a 4-part series. Part 1, part 2, and part 4 will be in the description link below. Okay, so we're gonna make on today's video a keto lasagna, a keto stuffed peppers, and a keto stuffed mushrooms, but I'm gonna show you a secret way at the end to make this a 4th way super easily and super simply. And by the way, all of these meals are freezable. So if you wanna make frozen keto meals just to grab out during busy time, I'm gonna show you how to do that too. Okay, so for my first recipe, I'm gonna make keto lasagna. Also, the recipe is in the description link below too. And make sure you sign up for my free weekly keto meal plan while you're down there checking out the rest. I've got my cabbage washed. This is gonna be for my keto lasagna, super easy keto meal prep. This one's gonna be taste delicious and one that you can freeze. So I set my oven to 375. I'm getting my pan heated to cook my sausage and my beef, and I'm getting this big pot set to boil my cabbage leaves. You could use a smaller pot. I just wanted a big one not to worry about, as I am the Sesame Street chef. I didn't want that to boil over. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop these leaves. I've already washed them. Of course, organic is best, but do the best that you can afford. I'm gonna get these chopped and get my keto noodles, my cabbage, in there to start boiling. As I'm putting my noodles in the pot, sauce has helped me as I drop things. I'm just kind of pulling it off together, putting it in my pot, and then I'm gonna stir the water around it so it can get boiled, and they will stay in there for about 10 minutes. And I like to have bigger leaves, but you can definitely make these smaller. And then I'm gonna get these covered in some water and get it boiling. This is covered. I'm gonna let it go for about 10 minutes. I'll come back and check on it. Next, I'm gonna start getting my ground beef cooked and getting my oven up to proper temperature. This is my COSTCO sausage I got, the hot Italians. Just make sure it's not sweet sausage. Make sure you check the ingredients so there's not creepy carbs in it. I'm simply gonna take these sausages out, take them out of the casing on them, cut them, and put them in a heated pan and start cooking my sausage for my mushroom stuffed sausages and my pepper stuffed sausages. I'm gonna make it 2 different ways. Sausage, I had a big pack of sausage. I just took the sausage out of the casing because this one from the giant one does not have added sugars to it. So I just simply cut it out of the casing. You just take a long strip with a sharp knife, cut it out and put it in here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my hamburger and sausage mixed together. You can use whatever meat you want. If you want only sausage, great. If you want only hamburger, great. If you have like ground chicken, great. Like, do whatever you have, make this recipe your own. That's what makes this easy keto, is using what you have and not buying expensive ingredients or things that you don't have, like to run out to the grocery store to get this last minute thing. Like, y'all, do what you have. Like, I do that all the time. I just improvise for what I already have in my pantry, and that makes this ketogenic diet so much easier. It makes it really a keto lifestyle when you start incorporating it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the sausage cooking, get these noodle cookings, and it's gonna be delicious. I'm so excited. I am making a keto lasagna. Here is my cabbage. You can see the remnants of the cabbage. Cabbage boiling, getting my meat cooked, getting my oven cooked there, ready to go. We're gonna make some keto lasagna. I'm gonna put in 1 cup of ricotta. Friendly reminder, always check your ricotta for extra creepy carbs, too much sugar in it. The only one I really love to use is the Aldi brand. Walmart, I haven't found a good one. I did not find a good one at BJ's. So check your ricotta to make sure there's not creepy carbs with a sugar added. Here's my list, although you can't read my handwriting, but it's 1 cup of mozzarella, 2 cups of eggs, 16 ounces of ricotta, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Every single time I'm filming, every single time. He loves to go eat and while I'm talking. So this is all, the recipe is all in the description link below. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of Maldon salt, and 1/4 cup of parm. I'm gonna get that all set. While this is cooking, these leaves are boiling. That's my alarm telling me I need to check on my cabbage leaves. I normally say I don't like lumpy things, but in this case, I do want a lumpy noodle. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit for another 3 minutes. I'm gonna come back and check on it to make sure. I don't want crunchy noodles, right? Like I want them to be, they're not al dente. We want these to be a little bit soft and mushy. I'm gonna keep getting my meat cooked and get my other internal stuff over there mixed together. These were the bags from BJ's, and I just tried to break them apart. It was totally my fault, but look, now I gotta put them in a separate container because this part got messed up. So be mindful if you are using the BJ bags, not to rip the sides on them. Wah, wah, wah. Hashtag first world problems. So these are my cabbage leaves. I'm just gonna kind of pat them dry as I can, right? Like I just don't want all of this excess water. I don't like a soupy lasagna. So I pat these dry intentionally to make sure I'm squeezing out as much of the water as I can. And this just takes, I put a whole bunch on the bottom too, underneath. And I may do another layer here in a minute. I'm gonna mix my Aldi tomato sauce. This is a great relatively low carb for tomato sauce. For the container, there's 13 grams of carbs in this tomato sauce, but the sugar, that's the important part, only 2 grams, and they don't have added sugar in here, which is super important. So check your tomato sauce to make sure there's not creepy carbs or added sugars in them. I'm gonna get this added into here. So I had drained out my fat. I just put them in an empty can I have, because I don't, again, going back to the water component, I don't want too much water in my lasagna. Same thing with the grease. It will just make it soupier. So I drained out the grease from it and scooped it out. Now I've got my marinara in here. I'm just gonna mix it together. And then we're gonna start layering our pan. I feel like my cabbage is pretty well dried off for the most part. I'm gonna pat it again. I started my first layer. I'm doing 2 different ones to put in my freezer. Just a 1 person, oh, it's really 2 people size serving, and then a family size serving. Do however you want. I love using glass containers. A lot of y'all asked me about glass containers. This is going to a different family, which is why I'm not using glass containers. But I'm putting this down. I'll put my cheese mixture down. I'll put my meat down, and we'll keep going in layers. So I've now put my cheese mixture down, and then I'm gonna put my meat layer next. Here's my meat layer, and then I'm gonna start the process all over again with my cabbage leaves, my cheese, my meat. So here's my last layer. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my last little bit of cabbage leaves, my noodles, my keto noodles for this easy keto meal prep. Now this is cheap keto. Cabbage is cheap. You guys can make a lot of this, freeze it, makes for easy keto meals, and it's not expensive. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys covered. Next, I'm gonna put on there some mozzarella cheese and also a little bit more tomato sauce. So next I'm just going to use my Aldi tomato sauce and cover the top of this and put the mozzarella cheese. My tomato sauce on, if you're following along at home, I'm just going to put my cheese on top. Cheese is on top. I'm just going to cover this up and go ahead and plop her in the oven for 30 minutes on 375, and we'll come back and check on it. These bad boys are now going into my oven. And this is done on being uncovered, and now I'm going to give it a power broil to make it a little bit, I like my cheese melted and a little bit browned. So we're gonna broil it for a few minutes. Sauce is still waiting. So I slightly burned it there, but this looks amazing. I may get out some of the excess juices on the side. Just again, I don't like mine watery. So I may scoop some of that out. I can plop this in the freezer. Oh, super easy keto meal. lazy keto meal. This is amazing. Just drained out all of the excess water from both of these. I don't like mine wet. I like it to taste like a consistency like a lasagna. So now all of the liquid is drained out of it, and I can be ready to freeze it. So for the stuffed mushrooms and stuffed peppers, to talk a little bit about the carb count on that, 1 cup of mushrooms is 3 carbs or 1 net carb for 1 full cup of mushrooms. 1 full cup of peppers, green peppers, red peppers, is 6 net carbs for 1 cup or 9 carbs for 1 cup. The client that I had wanted to specifically have peppers. They were having a pepper craving, so that's why I did that. And my secret at the end, I'll show you how you can do this in a different way and make this dish even more special coming up. So I'm making extra. I have double the meat in here just because I want it that way. Feel free to follow the recipe. Feel free to add the extra meat. I added double the portion of meat in here. But I'm gonna get these all cooked, and then I'm gonna start doing my mushroom caps and getting my peppers all set too. So I've got these all washed. Of course, organic is best, particularly something that's been in the dirt, but I've got these rinsed, washed. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the center out, like the inside flesh part of it, so I just have the button part of the mushroom. So now I have my little buttons taken out. I have the flesh, so to speak. I broke one. That's okay though. And I'm just gonna put these separate. I'm gonna go ahead and chop these up finely and put these in my cooking sausage. This is for my mushroom recipe. I've separated out for my pepper recipe, the peppers. I've talked about how mushrooms, sauce is waiting for me to drop one. Applesauce is so funny. So I've talked about mushrooms are much more of a low carb vegetable versus peppers. Peppers are 9 carbohydrates per pepper per 1 cup. And these are only, forget how many. I will put it in the description link below too with this recipe, but I'm gonna get these chopped up and put into the pan. So I'm gonna start adding my seasoning, my cream cheese, my 1/4 cup of parm in there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of my pork panko included too. This one is my pepper one, this is my mushroom one. And I just put in half of my 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna save the rest for the topping on it, but I wanna have a little bit mixed together. There, and there we go. So these are gonna go into the pan. I've separated out the ones from my peppers so they don't touch, and I'm gonna get this sausage cooked and drain out the fat once it's fully cooked. So I'm just gonna let these sit on low for a minute while I check on my lasagna. My lasagna is ready to have the lids come off of them. Now I'm just gonna take my meat, scoop some in, and put them within the buttons in there, best they can fit, and I may have a bunch of extra, and that's totally okay. So I have these all stuffed. I have a bunch of extra meat left over, which is great because I can totally have that when I eat it. And then I'm gonna put my remaining pork panko crumbs on top of it. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven and then get my stuffed peppers started as well. Next, I'm gonna do my stuffed peppers. Again, organic is best, but do the best you can afford. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top off of this so I can simply stuff it really easily. Mushrooms are a better choice if you're trying to go low carb, but this is a good choice if you have a picky family member or want to go low carb. So you just want to cut the top off, make sure the top's totally off, and then get in there, get those like white lines so we have like basically a clean place to put our sausage. I don't want seeds in there. I ended up just using a spoon to use it like I was getting a pumpkin. And now I'm gonna go ahead and stuff all of my sausage mixture into my pepper. I'm gonna have leftover sausage too. I will just put that on the side. Applesauce is waiting for me to drop something because she knows I probably will. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cooked into the oven. I'm gonna leave it uncovered, and then I'm gonna put some ooey gooey cheese at the end. And to save money, we buy in bulk. So this cheap, easy keto meal for later on is gonna go into our freezer, and I will just use this later and thaw it out when I'm ready to use it. Your freezer is your friend. I'm gonna go ahead and put now my, these bad boys into the oven and cook those. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out now and sprinkle some cheese over my peppers and over my mushrooms. So my secret recipe is that you could take the stuffed mushrooms, the stuffed peppers, you could make this a third way that is freezer friendly, is make it stuffed zucchinis. Zucchinis, 1 full cup is 3 net carbs or 5 cups for 1 zucchini. What you could do is take the skin off the zucchini, carve out like a boat from it, and then just put this topping in it. easily freezable, really simple. You can just bake it into your oven and it makes for a simple, easy keto meal prep and low carb meal prep. So my stuffed mushroom recipe, my easy keto recipe, is also in the description link below too. And make sure that you check out part 1, part 2 in this series, as well as we're trucking along with our easy keto meal prep. Do you want your free keto diet meal plan? It's down in the description link below. Make sure you click subscribe and make sure you sign up for my free weekly Wednesday weight loss keto meal plan that's emailed directly to your inbox with my intermittent fasting schedule too. Let's keto on, friends, and make it a powerful day. Bye, guys.